Hello, good morning. My name is Nealay Patel and I'm a designer here at JJB Wake. My job is to bring you cool, inspirational ideas using JJB Wake. Now, I'm pretty excited for a lot of reasons today. Firstly, it is looking dreary outside and terrible. It's lightning, thunderstorming, raining, crazy. But I'm excited because I actually get to stay in and do stuff and not have to deal with going outside for anything. So nothing makes me more productive than terrible weather, I guess. Secondly, today's a special episode. I get to talk to you guys about my book and different projects inside of it and show you some cool projects using round cord. But before I get into that, I hope you guys were able to check out last Thursday's project because we created these funky earrings. Now, from the video, I kind of did a little bit of a switch. I was trying to put crystals on here instead of these beautiful little tassels, but really you could customize it with any bead. Let me give you a close-up on one of them, though, because all we did is, let's see if I get it focused. We pretty much just found a baby tiny bead cap and put a head pin through it, made a simple loop, and then glued that component onto this beautiful stone. And this is the Milky Jasper stone. And then all I did was just suspend a tassel from it. But it kind of gives a really unique layered look that I think is really quite unusual. And if you remember this technique, we've used it before in a necklace. And so, I mean, imagine the possibilities. You could really make a whole line with this particular idea. So I'm pretty excited about it. If you missed it, you can check it out on the blog on www.jessejamesbeads.com, and I believe if you scroll down you can kind of see little pictures of some of the tutorials that we've been doing. So if you haven't caught it on there, you could definitely check us out on YouTube as well and subscribe. Just find JJB Wake and you'll find a ton of great tutorials. So on to today's project, right? So first, it's like I have a few things to show you and I don't know where to start because I'm so excited. I want to start with the book first, I think. I'm really proud of this particular book, and I'm thrilled that JJB Wake is carrying it for me. And as a special love to you guys, I decided to include 2 extra bonuses with this book that you can find on the JJB Wake's website. The first thing is you'll get an extra pattern that is in relation to some of the projects in the book. So a bonus pattern and a signature plate, which includes a special little message just for you guys in there. But the book is pretty comprehensive. You get a little intro, and then, of course, table of contents. There's a few tools that you'll need, not very many for working with fiber cord, which is awesome. And then a basic materials list of a few things that I'm going to be using. And onto the techniques, which are very easy. And all of the projects in this book do use JJB beads in some way, shape, or form. So let's see if I can find a really good example. Oh, you'll recognize these little geocages. So very stylized designs and projects in jewelry made with wire and fiber. It's just very cool. I got to actually design and art direct the book, so what you're looking at is stuff that I've actually put together as well. All of the materials are listed very easily, along with the little project description. And in not just seeing projects from the book, I actually have a few physical examples as well of some of the projects, so I'm going to take this one off for a second, but check this out. This is a geocage book, geocage beads, and in the book we actually learn how to create these little components and attach all of these fun things together. So everything from sparkly to more rustic pieces, whoops, which is where this is. So really cool, really fun. I highly recommend checking it out. Now, I received a package from JJB Wake in the mail the other day, and I opened it live with you guys. And in there, I found these beautiful cords. And so this was a perfect opportunity for me to take a technique from the book and kind of reinterpret it using these various chords. I picked out one of my favorite chords of the bunch, but like just check out how beautiful these are. I think they're spectacular. If you haven't already, get the book, get these chords, get their beads, because you can't do a project without the beads, of course. But today's project, I wanted to show you a real quick, easy technique from the book, again, to attach the little dangle or tassel from it. Now, I wanted to embellish this, so I'm actually going to put a couple more tassels on the side to complete the necklace. So, but check out that cord real quick. I think it's just really sparkly and fabulous. Ah, I love it. I can't get over it. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what I'm working with on my table. All right, I'm gonna scooch the camera down. You don't need too many supplies for this. I have it loose on the cord right now. But we're really just attaching items together. And so the only materials that you'll need, I apologize, this is reflected backwards, but I'm just using Softflex craft wire. This is 22 gauge. So it's not very thick, but it's perfect for creating this little spiral, which is actually going through the cord, and so you don't really have any sort of like weird, you know, connection going on. Everything is very seamless. So I'm going to teach you how to make that little spiral and send it through the cord. I mean, the only really interesting tool that I'm using is a beading awl, and you're going to need a pair of flat nose pliers. These are from Xuron. The beading awl you can really get anywhere. And that's going to be actually used to pierce the cord. Other than that, you just need a pair of cutters, and you know, your flush cutters from Xuron will work perfectly fine. But what I'm going to start with is trying to lay out my design. So I've got this beautiful central component, and I kind of want some tassels on the side. So let's see if I can position this here. And I kind of want to put a little bit of a sparkly bead. I just want a little bit of sparkle, I guess is what I'm trying to say, up there. So I think that's pretty good. I don't want to overpower the cord because it is super shiny and it could look really garish if I start to just add stuff to it. So I think I'm pretty happy with these. Let me show you the little tassel up close though. It's super soft and pedally, really unlike anything I've seen before. And I love the texture because it is soft and it goes so well with the cord. So check those things out again on the website. But here I'm just gonna cut a little bit of wire. This is about 5 inches or so, maybe not even that much. Oh, the other tool I need is a pair of round nose, which you could find anywhere. But I wanna create my top spiral here first. And so all I'm gonna do is just place it inside of my pliers and then gently rotate to where that kind of almost meets the base part of that wire. And I'm going to reposition and kind of curve in so that my curvature is started on that spiral. And what I'm going to do after that is just place it into my flat nose and then just start to gently spiral it. I think I unintentionally made this one slightly bigger, but that's all right. But I'm gonna just coil it like 3 times as this is happening. And right before I finish out my coil, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna actually use my round nose and I'm just gonna bend it backwards. You'll see why here in a second. Because whenever I start to twist, my coil then becomes centered on that line, or on the base wire. So it just makes it a lot more symmetrical and easy to work with. So that's pretty much the secret to coiling. Practice makes perfect, so I highly recommend that you do like 5 or 6 before you do a real one. And then I'm just gonna figure out my spacing. I'm gonna eyeball it, but it looks like I could do it kind of right there. And then all you do is you just take your beading awl and then you like just pierce the cord just work it back and forth until it goes through just like that. It'll look like a big hole, but then it'll kind of seal itself together, so you don't really have to worry too much about, you know, making a giant hole. Let's see. The trick here is finding it after I just made it. I think it's right here. There we go. So then you just want to work your wire back and forth, making sure that it does go through. Nice thing about the thinner wire is it kind of resembles a needle, so it just goes right through. Before I push it all the way through, I do want to kind of turn my spiral in. So all I'm doing is just grabbing it and then just pushing it towards me. So that way, whenever I push down, it'll just kind of layer right over the cord. It's pretty easy. So now I can just add in my bead. So as you can see, I didn't even use all of the wire, so you could really save quite a bit of wire just by cutting smaller amounts. And then I will just simply trim and create another simple loop right here. I'm going to just take it, making sure that it is flush with my round nose, and then forming it in to make a P shape, and then breaking the neck to make a nice symmetrical simple loop, as you can see. And so now I'll just simply open it up by grabbing and pushing upward, putting in my little tassel, and then pushing it back down. So that was easy, wasn't it? And you could go as crazy or not crazy as you want. I have a little spiral already done, so I'm going to demonstrate this technique one more time to finish up my necklace. So again, I'm just going to kind of eyeball and measure, and then I'm going to find a place from the bottom to the top to insert my beading awl. Again, you can go through as much or as little as you need to create your hole. It will self-seal, so that's not going to be an issue to have stuff ripping out anywhere. Once you find it, just poke your wire inside and kind of work it in. And if it doesn't go through, just poke it with your beading awl and it'll be pretty much easy and ready to go. There we go. And then all I'm going to do is bend my spiral again towards me so that I've created a little hook. It'll just fit right over my cord. You can press it down just a little bit more if you want. And now I'll just string on my bead, cut the wire, make a simple loop, and attach my tassel. So very easy technique, fun to play with. I, again, got this from my book, Jewelry Made with Wire and Fiber. There's lots of techniques and ideas on there, and I have set it up and wrote it in a way where if you learn the technique, there's a lot of room for possibilities and other designs for sure. So look how quickly that came together. I think that's just super stellar. Ready to go. You can make it as casual or not casual as you want. Let me flip the camera around so I can give you a better look. Go. Back to me. Okay. Here is what we made. If I can get this thing stable. I'm going to put it on the little neck form. But check that out. Again, just an easy technique to create a very simple and stylish necklace. Here we go. My heart's on its side there. Again, I'm using like a blush gold colored cord, and I matched some sage color tassels with this. So there's kind of a neat contrast of colors there. So anyways, I think it's a fabulous idea. I hope and encourage you guys to go try it for yourselves. Again, a ton of techniques in the book for you guys to learn and check out. And I'm offering a free pattern and a signature plate if you buy it from jessijamesbeads.com. If you love this technique and idea, we have a ton of tutorials that you can find in two places. One is on our website. You can find it in the blog section. And the other is on YouTube. So be sure to search for us and then just subscribe. And if you love me especially, which I hope you do, I have a brand called Beads and Bubbles. It is a creative happy hour that I have once a month on every last Wednesday of the month at 6 o'clock Central. And I pick out a project and do, and more or less of the time, more than less, excuse me, I have kits available as well so that you guys can make it at home as I'm making it live with you guys. So definitely check out Beads and Bubbles. And until our next tutorial video, I wish you a happy and creative and productive day. I know mine will be because it's still raining outside, so I'm pretty excited about just doing stuff at home. All right, I will catch you guys again soon, and until then, take care. Hugs.